How are all of you lovely people doing today? My name is John, and welcome to another fantastic Zombies commentary. Today, I want to discuss a character who has as of lately taken a sideline role and had to sit on the bench in the Zombies storyline. He was featured in World at War, only mentioned in Black Ops 1, and didn't even come up in Black Ops 2. This character is known as Peter McCain. The story of Peter McCain goes like this. Peter was an American, an OSS spy, and he was infiltrating Group 935, and he was sending back their research over to the Americans. That way they can keep tabs on what's going on within their groups. Well, Group 935 started to get the wiser, and his colleagues became suspicious of his true allegiance. And the Americans realized that his position was compromised, so they actually sent in a team of Marines to get him out of the Varuk facility where he was working. Unfortunately, things didn't go as planned. As you know, when we play Varuked, the team of Marines actually gets ambushed by all the zombies, Tank Dempsey included, and he was the only surviving member of that group. Peter was able to escape the facility before things totally got out of hand, because he was nowhere to be found when our team went into the facility. All we can find of Peter is his hand on the power switch. This means that when Peter was in the facility trying to escape, a zombie must have bit off his arm or ripped off his arm as he was turning off the power within the facility. He then left the facility and went over to Shinonuma. He took a plane, and then he parachuted down, and when he parachuted down, he met his demise. Something must have happened to Peter, because now he is the hanging man in Shinonuma. He either hung himself intentionally and it was a suicide, or he may have been suffocated by his own parachute as he got tangled up in the rafters of Shinonuma. Either way, Peter is dead now. With Peter dead and his hand on the power switch at the Varuk facility, you think that'd be the end of him in the zombie storyline. However, it wasn't quite at the end of Peter, as he continued to live on in the zombie storyline as a calling card for the power switch. Many times the power switch featured Peter McCain's hand. We saw the next map to feature a power switch was Deriz, and on that switch you could see his hand. In Black Ops 1, his hand didn't make many other reappearances except for in the remake of the World at War maps. Come Black Ops 2, his hand came back. It was actually on the power switch and one of the buildable items in Transit. It was also featured in Die Rise. However, there was no power switch on the map Buried that featured Peter's hand, and in Black Ops 3, we've yet to see his hand in either the Giant or Der Eisendrache. It's kind of weird why his hand would sometimes be in one map and sometimes not, especially with the Giant and Deriz, because the original Deriz had the hand. The remake of Deriz had the hand, and then the second remake of Deriz didn't have the hand. Like, what? What was Treyarch going for with this? And it started to get the gears turning in my head, and it started to make me think about this. And I'm wondering, maybe the hand is a sign that you might be in a different universe. We have this theory that there are certain elements of the zombie storyline that change depending on which universe you're in. For example, the color of Element 115. We've seen Element 115 be purple, we've seen it be green, and we've seen it be blue, and we're starting to think that maybe that's an indicator of which universe in the many world of universes you're actually currently residing in. Well, what if Peter's hand is another symbol just like that? Peter's hand could tell you which universe you may actually be in. And now this runs into a little bit of trouble, because some maps that we thought were in the same universe may not have been in the same universe then, which is kind of weird to think about, and a little bit of a plot hole in my theory. My theory is that maybe in some universes, Peter McCain isn't dead. So when he's escaping the Varuk facility, he was able to shut off the power and leave the facility with his arms. And then maybe when he was parachuting down towards Shinonuma, he was able to survive whatever sort of led to his demise. Maybe he didn't kill himself, or maybe he didn't get tangled up in his own parachute, possibly because he had his second appendage. For some reason, Peter survives. And that would explain why some maps include his hand on the power switch and other maps don't include his hand on the power switch. We also have a letter written by Peter that was sent to Griffin Castle. It reads like this: Mission log entry 45. I'm over the site looking down through the open door. I can see a weird distortion below me like a localized aurora borealis. I would normally cancel the operation, but I don't think we have time. I have taken the experimental weaponry version 3 that no one has seen before from my previous mission. Never say never, Peter. So this was a pretty interesting letter, and we don't know when Peter wrote this letter. It could have been when he was at the Vrook facility. It could have been when he was escaping the Vrook facility. It could have been after he landed in Shinonuma, if he was to have survived his fall towards Shinonuma. It's really hard to pin this down because he didn't give us a time reference, which is unfortunate. But I wonder, though, if Peter is still alive, because they brought him back into the zombie storyline for some reason. They wouldn't throw him in our face again unless they had some significance, unless they wanted to do something with his character again. But if they wanted to do something with his character again, he'd need to be alive. He does mention this experimental weaponry version 3. We don't know what this is. I suspect it's a ray gun Mark III. Other people suggest it's a reference to the Wunderwaffe. Other people suggest it's a weapon we've yet to see before, as he does mention in the letter. It's hard to say for sure, too. There's a lot of mystery, although I'm hoping this is something that we continue to explore in the second DLC. We believe we're going to be playing on an island. If the coordinates we've been given so far are actually correct, then we're going to be playing not too far from the Shinonuma facility. If this is the case, Peter isn't too far away and could actually play a role in this map. Maybe he actually worked his way over to the island where Division 9 is working and where we suspect the next DLC to be, and that's where this third version of the experimental weapon will actually end up being found. We're going to have to wait and see, but for all of this to be true, Peter would to have had survived his fall down towards Shinonuma. I'm not saying this theory is fact. I'm just throwing out this theory because, one, it's interesting, and two, it could begin to explain why there are some inconsistencies with the power switch and why Treyarch has decided to bring back this character. And I'm very curious what you guys have to say about this theory, so please do leave your thoughts and comments down below. I'm really interested to hear what you guys have to say. With that, though, I'm going to wrap up this commentary. If you enjoyed the video, maybe give it a like and possibly subscribe. I upload multiple commentaries every week, and if you enjoyed this one, I'm sure you'll enjoy the next one. Have a fantastic day, and bye.